was the,
Mm.
I know the keystone to kind of achieving all the success?
Well, some people are blessed with a with a moment, and some have many, and sometimes it takes years, and you see the same thing over and over again, and finally you wake up to it. And I had a couple of things that came my way. One was actually really eye-opening when I read this book by Maxwell Maltz. I recommend you read it if you're interested in this topic or anybody watching this podcast. It's called Psycho Cybernetics. And in that book, he explained this in such a way that my jaw dropped. I'm not exaggerating. It was the most eye-opening piece of literature that I ever put my eyes and ears and heart on. And it was this idea of the cybernetic mechanism and how we Maltz was involved with plastic surgery, and he found that when he would do plastic surgery on his patients, uh, half of them would come out and they would be a different version of themselves, and they would be confident and bold and tenacious and all these things that they were lacking by virtue of having the big nose or the whatever their thing was, ears or whatever their cheek lines, that they deemed to be substandard. They came to life, and yet the other half, oddly enough, actually kind of slipped backwards. And he's like, "What's that? Like, what the hell is that? Like, you told me your nose was the problem. I gave you a new nose. Now your nose is current Hollywood standard, and yet you still are feeling inadequate." And so Maltz started to dig deep into this research and found out that that's because there's two versions of ourselves. There's the mirror version, and then there's the deep down inside version. And so that's what prompted this thing for me. And then I went down a journey of self-discovery and reading more and digging deep into it, and others that have studied self-image psychology. And then that's what really led me to working closely with Bob Proctor, the late and great Bob Proctor, and I was working with him through a program called Thinking into Results, and coach entrepreneurs globally through that platform. And then I decided that it was time for me to go deeper with the material and build something of my own. And that's where Infinite You comes in.